Alright, so there's a idea that we're going to have to look at to understand something that you encounter every day. If I were to blow on that paper, on our standards, I'm causing a phenomena called wind. Now the wind that we're going to look at is different from the wind that I just produced. So to understand why we have wind, we have to look at a couple of concepts. First off, we're going to look at volume. So volume is the amount of space something takes up. So right here we have two volumes. We have a rock and we have an eraser. They're not spreading out, they're not shrinking. This is the volume that they're at right now. Next we'll look at the term mass. I know a lot of people understand what weight is, but not many people understand what mass is. So mass is the amount of matter in a solid, liquid, or gas. So I can pick up this rock, I can pick up this eraser. They have two different masses. So to look at the mass of each one, let's look at this. So for the rock, there's a lot of stuff crammed inside of it. There's a lot of it. It's not spilling out, but it's there. This eraser, there's not much mass. There's not a lot of stuff crammed into it. Let's go down further. Now, you know mass. Now let's look at weight. We've all taken our weight at some point. So weight is the force applied by mass. So one would assume that rock weighs more than the eraser. So there's more mass to this than there is mass in this. They're not the same size, but even if I had an eraser that is the size of this rock, it still would not weigh as much, and it still would not have as much mass. I've also been asked, what do you weigh in space? Well, while you're in space, you don't have an object that is exerting, meaning it's applying gravity for you to have weight. If there's no gravity, you won't have weight. You will still have your mass though. You still have the same amount of matter that's crammed inside of you, but you don't weigh anything. Then let's look at density. Density is the amount of matter in a volume. So density and mass are very similar. The more dense you are, the more mass you have. The more particles, and that's what I have represented by these little circles, the more dense you are. More dense, less dense. More mass, less mass. More weight, less weight. More volume, less volume.